Oh, hi, everybody. You didn't get to hear any of the other parts of that conversation. I'm going to be off stage, you know. Did we restart? Oh.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey, greetings. Wow, looking good. All right. Yeah, welcome, Culturians, Culturinos, Culturistas. Oh boy, what a week. We got a lot to cover, some news you may not have heard of. In fact, that's basically what tonight's all about. We've got we've got to get to it. Let's get to the meat of it real quickly. And first off, let's talk a little bit about President Trump's inauguration. Wasn't that a speech? Oh my gosh. The elements of it were so perfectly timed and directed. I mean, he declared it the golden age of America. And I don't think anybody's going to be able to argue with him. We've already accomplished much more in less than a week than, well, probably the Biden administration did the entire 4 years. And you got to hand it to him. I mean, if there's one thing that Trump can do, it is to give a speech that makes you feel like an old fashioned tent revival, if you're familiar with that feeling. It just lifts you up. And he's promising an American comeback in the biggest possible way, already having multiple wins. He's already had some cabinet positions filled, some very important ones, including some for the military and everything else. I'm very excited. I think Pam Bondi is going to be amazing. And we've got, RFK, who got some interesting news that we might mention later tonight. But he's really inspiring people, and judging by the reaction that he's been getting, it's been extraordinary. This is a ticket that America wants to buy. Wants to buy an opportunity to ride on this ride. I do, for sure. And very much unlike Disney, where they can't sell tickets to their theme parks right now. This quarterly call coming up is going to uh, basically expose them for giving fewer and fewer people satisfaction on any of their rides, including the ride to jail that a lot of the employees take on a quarterly basis with Sheriff Grady. So back during this first week in office, he's been very busy. He's been signing executive orders. They've been actually, been being taken care of. There's been on a mission to clean up what he claims that the Democrats actually caused under Biden's full term. And I have to agree, despite the fact that Biden spent almost 1/4 of his time on vacation. Trump's border security, economic reforms, he's acting like he has a broom and a dustpan, and he's sweeping up the cobwebs of the last administration. And nobody can argue with that. So speaking of sweeping, though, there's more important things out there. Let's talk about the mainstream media. They need to clean up after themselves. Not like they ever could, but, well, we're helping clean them out. I mean, we are the media now. And back in their heyday, everything that Trump's doing right now would be news, something that they could cover and get a lot of traction out of, a lot of attention. But because they're so partisan and so heavily weighted on one side of the equation or another, they've lost a substantial amount of credibility. So they're kind of out of the window. They are definitely fake news at this point. And it's like they've got a subscription to some very partisan kinds of coverage. It's the only thing that they know how to do. You'd think that they were running for office themselves with all of the damage control that they do throughout, well, these types of years. And it's no wonder people are turning to their neighbors for news, people like you and me. And across the pond, it's even worse because Keir Starmer and the Labour Party are in a lot of hot water. It seems that the UK is catching up to Biden's brand of political drama, which we suffered for 4 years plus, well, 4 years before that, maybe 6 years before that, to be fair. And of course, it's all out there for everybody to consume. Corruption, lies, and being the globalist puppets that they are. So Trump isn't missing a beat. He's taking every opportunity to help shed light on some of the failures of the Labour Party, for sure. And he says specifically, look at what's happening in Britain. They need to make Britain great again, too. And look, I would be on board with that. They just have to get rid of the Labour Party in charge of leadership. And finally, we need to talk about the WEF. And that's kind of what we're going to close with later in the show. You're going to want to stick around for this one. They they're the globalist left at this point. They're playground loving Marxists in every way. Wait till we get to the story. And their popularity is sinking faster than a lead balloon in the Dead Sea, which, almost every object can float on. And they've hit a new low, for lack of a better way to describing it. They've never been this low, actually. This is lower than they've been since the Cold War, as far as their public popularity. It's sort of like watching Joe Biden trying to find his way off stage at this point. That's how low they are. Thank you. They're just trying to find the bearings in the world right now, and the world's just moved on. And the irony, of course, is that they claim to be progressive, but their ideas seem to be stuck in reverse. That's not going in the right direction if you're trying to sell a future. And it's been an interesting time to be alive for sure, but it's kind of what we're going to have to suffer. And while I wasn't offering up much comedy in this monologue, I kind of wanted to offer a little bit of hope. Everything's going the right direction in the Western world, and the globalists are shaking for it. And if you didn't watch any of the different speeches made in Davos, you'll probably not have noted that about half of them were very anti-globalist. So that's a positive step in the right direction. And with that, I will say this. We offer up some four stories that I think are going to be some funny, and you'll have to decide what that adds up to. Because when you add some, anyway. All right, Tox, take it away. Let's get to the better part of the show. Here we go.
Hi-yo!
Good morning. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You are gay. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You are gay. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You are gay. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You are gay.
That's true, Culture. I mean, I don't know too many people would agree with it, but I think it's a true statement.
Well, yeah, and thank you. Hey, thank you, everybody. who stuck around.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, we stuck around. The people stuck around through the break. In fact, the audience is growing. There's more of you and more of you and more of you coming, and I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys are really, really supporting the show. We're going to be doing this for as long as I'm, able and or interested. And for some reason, I'm hearing something different, but...
Look, I'm Ray, and I'm going to have a movie sometime soon. Did you hear, Culture, that they might be restarting, about ready to go do the Ray movie at some time, maybe soon now?
Yeah, I heard that. I
think it's a pre-promissory note to get a promissory ring to maybe someday thinking about getting the movie script started.
Yeah, I feel like they've hired another writer for a project that we've heard about for multiple years now with different writers and directors. Yeah.
I think Tom should write it.
I think Tom would be great at it. I think if anybody understands the character of Ray, it's Tom. The only other person would have been the guy yelling her name the entire time, which would have been John Boyega. But regardless,
hey-o.
Yeah, there you go. We have a really neat story to get to here. Believe it or not, I guess meat. I don't know. There's lots of meat involved.
I think we should get to the ins and outs of this story.
There's plenty of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey-o.
We should dive deep.
I think there's been plenty of penetration on this one. The teachers,
You're wise, O Weevo Sabi, with your penetration.
Indeed. Well, but apparently teachers have been getting down and dirty with their students a little more often in New York City than one could have imagined. In an exclusive story that we're going to talk about right now. Not exclusive to me, but a news organization reported this. Teachers are over 100 teachers have been using their students as targets, I guess.
Targets?
Opportunities. I mean, if anything, teachers are very fast to work with their students on sex education. And in New York City, it's, bring the story up.
They're doing The Graduate. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, except none of these kids are graduated. I mean, high school.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. So
I think it's the only class that comics could have passed in high school.
Economics.
Like these teachers are, taking a very hands-on approach to sex education.
I think they are. Yeah. See, that's a better joke. That's a good joke.
Yeah, and I think the students are taking a very wang-on approach to sex education.
Oh my God, there it is.
All right, fair enough.
It is. I don't know how you pulled that one out.
Well, I think he pulled it out of his pants. That's what he did.
There it is.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
We better zip it.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you right now, we are not in rhythm. Okay.
God.
Let's just.
I don't know what that was.
I can't stop coming.
Okay. Well,
God, did you hear this, Culture? Though there is a brand new theme song for the New York City schools. That's it.
Oh, well, excellent. Mm-hmm. I want to say thank you to those of you in the audience who made it this far. I appreciate it, and it's going to get better. But before we get started on, what the teachers multiply finished, we're going to grab an opportunity to thank the audience for being here, and we'll get right to Super Chats when we're done with this segment, so stick around. You don't want to miss the commentary of the great people out there in our audience. But let's get to this story. More than 100 New York City educators accused of sexual relationships, communications with students as a DOE. That's the Department of Education, kids. The thing that I would like to go away forever. Finally mulls a crackdown. Finally? Wait a minute. Finally? How many students does it take? How many?
It should only take one, Weevo Sabi.
I mean, how many?
You would think.
How many does it take to get to the center of a blow pop?
Tootsie Pop?
Yeah.
Well, if you have an owl that wears glasses and a motorboard, three.
Speaking of motorboating, I guarantee you some of these
motorboard.
Oh, I misunderstood. Anyway, so dozens of New York City educators have been accused of having inappropriate, often sexual relationships and communications with students. Is that sexting? Is it, they can't say sexting?
Is it sexting?
I don't know.
I'm curious how many of these are just like teenage kids being like, dude, I totally freaking got some with Miss James. And it's like, nah, it's not like real.
I don't know, but let's take a look at it. We'll get there.
I got with Miss and Mr. James.
Mr. Jones. Okay, that's not a good song. Anyway, so with some requesting nude snaps or plying them with money, gifts, or drugs. Newly released records show. So 32 more cases of educators and other school staffers engaged in improper communications with kids. I can't say the word kids, were substantiated by the city's special commissioner of investigation. Okay, why isn't it just a regular detective? That's weird. Boosting the total to at least 121 cases from 2018 to 2024. Up from 89 tallied in May. So it went up significantly, according to reports released to the Post. The special commissioner, Anastasia Coldman, was recommended 54 times from 2019 to 2023 that the City Department of Education, it was the City Department of Education, even worse, prohibited prohibit all employees from contacting students using personal cell phone numbers, social media accounts, or other apps.
Well, it
That
definitely
sounds
makes sense.
reasonable.
Yeah, it makes sense that it would happen in May because that's when it starts to get warm and those kids start dressing all hot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Booty shorts.
Yeah. So apparently this guy is Joseph Canzoneri, who had sex with a female student. That doesn't surprise anybody.
So it was a guy?
Yeah, this was a guy.
This is the
Daniel
first time I've heard of
Barry.
it being a
Usually it's
guy.
a chick. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll get there.
There's a few of them on the list that are guys.
Yeah. So among allegations
This
in the
happens.
newly revealed cases, Daniel Mutuk allegedly began communicating with one of his 15-year-old graphic design
That's a problem.
students.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's a serious problem
In
right
2020.
there.
They were exchanging over 700 messages between 2022 and 2023. Investigators found that Mutuk,
Matic.
texted about her brown booty, her little booty, and called her a bish and a whore.
A hooer?
Yeah, whore.
No, that's
She was
not
a hoe
Hoo-ah.
for show.
She's a
Those are
garden
all
tool.
words
Garden tool.
Garden tool.
Garden
that
tool.
you, as someone over 18, shouldn't say to a 15-year-old over a phone.
Yeah, well, especially since it's a documentable thing.
Yeah, don't do this.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Break the law smarter. Anyway, so it's a joke, folks.
Sure.
All right. Anyway, so all right, back to it. So where was
You know
it?
what's
Oh,
going to happen next?
Mutak would force the junior to hug him in his empty classroom.
Oh, that's never good.
Yeah, it said I blocked
That's never good.
Daniel Modok's number after graduation, but have been living with the trauma because of what happened. She told investigators. SCI said he was making sure she was well kept, and he collected.
He did her hair.
He collected $112,191 in fiscal year 2024.
Now, let's talk about that number. You're living in New York City,
That's not very much.
where studio apartments go for millions of dollars.
Yeah,
That is nothing.
no money.
That's nothing. So that's someone that is living way far out, having a 2-hour commute, come in, do all that stuff. It's not excusing anything there.
No.
But the reason you attract these kind of people is you do not pay a living wage.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. But you also there's a lot of problems with the city that are because of the social services they charge for and other services they charge for that they don't actually provide. So that's a whole other conversation, and that it's too expensive to live there because it's poorly managed. That's going to be a theme in blue states and blue
What is that?
cities.
Ellen Hyena? Was that her name? The fourth one down, just above the January 31st.
I don't know. I don't know. But
Ellen Heine?
But I want to get the four guys out of the way before we get into the chick freak show.
That I've heard you say many times before.
Heyo.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? We're going to skip the dudes because we already know that, according to the internet,
That I've also heard you say many times before.
dudes are creepier than chicks. Wrong. So this
Oddly
Ellen,
enough, all the dudes all have
Yeah.
one thing in common. None of them seem to have actually gotten with any of the girls.
right? Exactly.
Meanwhile, you get to the chicks, and it's a completely different
This
story.
Yes.
okay. If anybody
Bang
wants
on.
to
Bang on.
know, indeed. Well, not for the guys, but let me tell you this. Brahma's the only one that did the homework. I'm just going to say, I could tell. So
I read them.
Ellen Huna.
Hune.
Hune? Heine?
Huna.
Huna.
Hun.
Hygenaha.
Yeah. Hi. Anyway,
Make it like a high,
was
like
she
a high
was-
ho.
Was she with Jesus Davaladita?
I don't know. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. But a teacher, this lady person was a teacher at Civic Leadership Academy in Queens. Seems appropriate. Exchanged more than 9,000 texts with a male student between 2022 and 2023. 9,000 texts. I don't know if I've ever sent that many texts in my life, including hundreds of 9 p.m. After 9 p.m. and on weekends. Hello.
Wow.
You've
Because
not
she
been
must be on
paying
one of those
attention
really
to how
old
these
cell
kids
plans
text.
where it's free to text after 9.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Walter, who probably knows this, it's win.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure she did win.
Multiple times.
Somebody
I would
won.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did that student. Witnesses, including teachers, told investigators they saw the two hugging alone in a classroom with the door shut. Woo, and in a park together. Yee. The student refused to tell investigators about their conversations, but said there was no sex. Uh-huh.
The one
Okay.
time we've seen that the student didn't snitch.
Dude, she only got paid $80K. Why would you
Wow.
be a teacher? Are these the benefits you're looking for as a teacher over here?
Apparently.
Okay.
80K, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is from the Madak guy. Madak guy. These are his texts. Okay, all right.
So basically, the dudes are just guilty of sexting. The women are guilty of going all the way.
Yeah, brown chicken, brown cow. Anyway, so other educators. Wait, the employees
Is that
did not.
funny?
What?
Sorry. Go ahead.
That's a song. Brown chicken, brown
cow.
All right, so those employees did not respond to inquiries from the Post. They have all either resigned or been terminated, the Department of Education said. I guess this is New York. They don't count. But other educators denounced that the alleged misconduct. There's no reason to be calling or texting a student on a personal device unless it's something you don't want said on a DOE computer or email address. Well, duh. Most schools have communication policies prohibiting private communications. The Post also previously reported on many cases of predatory educators. Here we go. Including Townsend Harris High School coach and teacher Joseph Canzoneri, who SEI found exchanged flirty messages with the female students and had sex with one. This.
Oh, she looks crazy.
Well, this is the one that's featured in the thing.
The thumbnail.
The thumbnail.
Yeah. So that's
Is that Campaneri?
This one?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's Natalie Black, which is what we're going to read right now.
Nice hair, though.
Natalie Black, a teacher at Hillside Arts and Letters Academy, allegedly sent raunchy photos and videos of herself to a 17-year-old. And Scott Bizkey, a music teacher at Jamaica Gateway to the Sciences High School, exchanged hundreds of texts with a student he sexually did bad things to, investigators said.
And what were the raunchy videos that Natalie Black sent? Videos of her deep-throating a liquor bottle and dancing naked from the waist down.
A liquor bottle?
Yes.
Was it a magnum of champagne or
a 40?
Yeah, it was a 22-ounce
Old English
Mickey's Hornet. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, the more you look into these stories, the more you're like, that is.
Mm-hmm. I did like how Mickey's had named their alcohol after calibers of pistols, the 22, the 40, and then the Big Mouth. Those are fun. The barrels are fun.
All I know is it doesn't matter the sex of the teacher or the student. It matters if they have sex. That's bad. And communicating with them is bad, and all these other things are bad. Teachers have important jobs, and I respect the ones that do a great job. In fact, I had many great teachers growing up. But this is not, there were a couple teachers that, did, definitely inspire some nighttime activities, and we'll talk about those in a little while. But I will tell you that this is pretty gross. And if there's more than 100 in the last few years, that's a real problem. And and we know that it's not just in New York City. So, gentlemen, your thoughts on this particular story would be appreciated.
Well, I'm kind of wondering, the types of teachers we would respect I'm wondering how many of those lost their jobs in the past few years because they weren't willing to take a certain jab.
Yeah.
It's
And
very
that
possible.
leaves a hiring pool that is not the best of the best.
Well, okay, let's be honest. This shit's been going on for a while, right? This isn't anything new, unfortunately.
Right.
That's true too.
But and there's how many teachers in the New York City school system? And there's 120 instances of this. What do you think, Graham?
The city that I grew up in had 4 high schools, and there were creepy teachers at every single one of those. I think the big problem now is that these people that are becoming teachers that are out of school grew up in an era in which they were so addicted to their phone that they don't understand what it is to actually have those solid societal lines drawn. So, because you don't typically see this happen with, the 60-year-old, female teacher who's about to retire. It tends to be the younger teachers that you'll see this with. Right. So it's like they just don't really understand that, well, don't do that, you creep.
Yeah. Well, from the article, it's the older males, and then it's the younger females.
Younger females.
The older males are more likely, apparently, based on what we're seeing in age spread in the article. And it's the younger females because they still consider themselves gettable by people in high school, I guess, because
it makes
sense. There is no line
close to that age.
That
I don't know.
Totally makes sense, actually, because if you think about it, the whole thing when it comes to social value, men have more social value when they're older, which makes sense why it's the older men that are doing it, and then women have higher social value when they're younger. So that would make sense why this is going on.
So let me introduce another idea to that. See, we talked about this just a few weeks ago. You remember back at the end of the year, we talked about hag maxing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yep.
Younger men with older women.
Older women.
Yeah. And so that it does kind of fall in line with that. But I'm going to tell you a story all the way back from my high school era, which was the late 80s. There was a teacher that was banging one of the guys on the wrestling team.
I didn't know you wrestled.
I went to high school. We had a teacher, and it was rumored that she was like sleeping with the football team. I don't know how true it is.
Well, the results of that interaction produced a child after the senior high schooler was over the age of 18. So nobody got into the depth of what was going on there.
Oh, he got into the depth.
Probably
he just to get in trouble for it.
When she didn't either, which was really strange.
I went to high school in the 50s, right? So, no, I didn't. The baseball coach, almost 50, 47, 48, whatever, ended up with one of the cheerleaders.
Oh.
Divorced his wife, ended up with one of the cheerleaders. Because of course, Brahma can attest to this, in Oklahoma, the age of consent is a little lower than it is in other states.
Isn't it like 15 or something?
13. So,
that's really low.
Yeah, so they were still married and happily married up until his death about 10 years ago.
That's amazing.
Well, good for them. They made a movie about it called American Beauty.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Nobody was killed in the making of that film.
When I was in my early 20s, like 21, 22, I was at a local British pub in my hometown, and I was having some beers, and I stepped out for a cigarette, and I had seen this girl that I went to high school with, and I hadn't seen her since high school, and I was like, oh, hey, what's going on? How's it going? Like, what have you been doing? And there was a frozen yogurt place that she was going into, and I noticed the guy that she was with, and it was one of our teachers. It was one of our track coaches and teachers. Yeah, he was an English teacher. And I was like, you creep. Like, I know exactly, because he was kind of one of those dudes where it was always rumored that he was being a little creepy towards the young ladies in high school.
Little touchy-feely.
Yeah, and then they ended up getting married. And it's like that. There were 2 or 3 instances of that happening, like at my high school. That was like, and I was just kind of like, wow, this is pretty wild that, nobody is calling out the fact that this obviously started when these girls were much younger.
Right.
Yep. Well, I remember another time when I was in high school, we had a math teacher, and she was, like fresh out of college, so she was probably like maybe mid-20s.
Nice.
Well, they don't call it preening for nothing, bro.
But it was Graham that was talking about it. No, when I was in high school, it was
You guys sound
it was the
remarkably
teachers
alike.
sleeping with each other that were the issue, not sleeping with the students.
Oh, dude. Okay, won't get into the dorm experience, but anyway, I will say this: if people are of age, I don't care. I do. It does bother me about the same, power dynamic issues if there's some kind of that going on. But I mean, there's a different conversation to be had. That's not the case in New York City or in any other seemingly blue state. So it's just very odd. And I
don't know. Oklahoma's a red state, and it happens all the time there.
I want to know what the folks in the chat say. So let's get to some of these super chats and gifts and everything else out there, because we have a very generous bunch of sponsors, audience, supporters. I appreciate everybody. Thanks for being here, and thanks for turning the chat green. In fact, I'm very amazed at the lovely Ruby Hoove, who gives a Culture Casino membership for the gifty, and I appreciate that. We've got Ruby Hoove saying, celebrating for 9 months. My goodness. Hello, Culture and Culturans. Y'all are amazing. No, you're amazing. And I hope Hoove is feeling better. Thank you for your support. Ruby. 9 months, dear. Thank you for that. My goodness, almost a year. They're
talking about supporting somebody, an older male. Wow. That's pretty bad.
Wow.
Culture has got a lot of social currency these days.
I do.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Do.
If he were in China, he'd be a giant. All right.
Well, it's too bad I'm not in China, I guess. I guess it'd be taller.
I can make
Korea,
that happen.
Let's not do that.
Oh. Okay. Hey, look at this.
Oh! 20 Culture Casino memberships from the great
10.
Oh,
10. Yeah.
Okay. 10. Okay. Sorry.
Jesus Christ! You guys make fun of me for not being able to read super chats.
Okay.
Jesus.
Anyway, I appreciate the 10.
Numbers.
Scott, you're amazing. What a
Those
great
are
supporter.
10 memberships. Thank you. And you know what's going to happen? You can do with those 10 memberships?
Shove them up your ass.
No.
No.
Not your ass, but okay.
So on Tuesday night, we're going to have a joint movie night, Comix and Culture members. So if you are Weave level 3, is that what it is?
No. Actually, I'm
Weave
mixing it
level
up. Okay, so if you are a gold tier member, you're going to get 2 movie nights a month. If you are just a regular member, you're going to get 1 movie night a month. You're going to want to roll it up to the gold tier though to get 2, because once you see it the first time, you can't look away.
You should see some of the things Roland wears.
Yeah. Oh, he's
screen.
fabulous.
It's
fabulous.
He looks good. But we are doing the Naked Gun.
Oh,
on Tuesday. So there we go. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
The last time we did it, we watched Airplane.
We might do a. I want to do an encore of Blazing Saddles.
Oh, I love that one. That's so good.
Yeah, because there were some really good sponsors that I forgot to send emails out to, so I might force you guys to do that.
Let's do that again. I want to say thanks to Scott. Scott's an extra special supporter.
Thank you, Scott.
He's been around forever. Thank you, Scott. You're amazing. All right, let's do it.
I just want to say William
right.
said thank you, Scott. So
by the way,
it's always
William,
nice when everybody says thank you.
And I love this. Yeah, say thank you to for the greenie support, the greenie meanies that are helping you turn green. And I like that name, Williams Williams Shake Spielberg. Yes,
Shaken Spielberg. Yes. Of course, everyone knows if there's ever anyone that could enunciate and pronounce names correctly, it's me.
Well, it's definitely not comics. For $10, my good friend Mark Dolly says, rumor has it the Obama are on the rocks. Michelle was overheard yelling at Barack, "You're not the man I married." So, which
neither are you.
To which you beat me to the joke.
Yeah.
To which Barack responded, "Neither are you."
Thank you. And thank you for the 10 Culture Casino clams.
Thank you, Mark. That was a great, funny joke.
Yeah, see,
probably true.
You should be writing for me. And so should Graham.
I wasn't even looking at the super chat when I said that. So
yeah, you knew it. Yeah. So you and Mark
have
the same sense of humor. That's good.
Yeah,
Mike
you know what?
Strikes again.
Comix is better at super chats when he's not reading them.
I don't know. Okay. So Comix did super chats on Thursday Night Throwdown, and then if we got 20 $5 more super chats. He said he would stream some new video game.
Oh, he did. That was so great.
Right. So he streamed it.
It was terrible.
My God, was that video game boring?
Tell me about it. I was the one playing it. It was pretty fucking boring.
Yeah. So I was going to tell you, Comix, you should do the AI of all of that. You know, that AI thing that'll break all the action down for you. But there'd only be like 60 seconds of it because you only played for like 10 hours. So you could do that and do a short with the action from that game. It was awful.
You make fun, but I have to, because of that gameplay, pick up Assassin's Creed Shadows to play.
No, I'm totally gonna grift off of that too.
It is going to be the super suck you have never seen ever before in your life.
I
think
on PCs or just console at this point.
I think it's on everything, as far as I know.
Oh, that's right. They are releasing it all at the same
Yeah.
time.
Not only that, I've got a game capture thing here that can.
I have a PC.
Oh, good.
I was thinking about playing Fortnite with Mrs. Flu one time.
You should. You're going to have to play.
I have not. Okay, the last video game that I played. Okay, was
Oregon Trail.
It was on Xbox, I think, and because I don't know, Xbox, Sega, they're all the same. I don't know, Nintendo, whatever. Was this BMX game?
Okay.
Excite Bike?
No, it wasn't Excite Bike. It was some famous BMX biker dudes. You had to do all these tricks and stuff, and pipes and stuff.
Was it BAM?
No, he was a skateboarder.
That was probably Dave Mira's Pro.
Oh,
Dave Mira Pro.
Yeah.
Dave Mira Pro. Yeah. That's the last video game I played. So that's like 20 years ago.
The BMX version of Tony Hawk.
Yes.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Yeah.
All right.
That was, I enjoyed that. It was fun. But what I mostly enjoyed was him crashing.
So, can I ask a question? Why is Barack Obama going to Jennifer Aniston to be a beard?
I don't know if that's true. I think somebody overheard Jennifer Aniston saying that she was with an Obama, and they all assumed it was Barack.
Oh,
True.
Instead it was a former Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
I think she screams Big Mike a lot.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
Mark's got $10. Woohoo! Hey, look.
Hey!
You know this guy.
Hemorrhoid hurts for $2 Australian dollars. I love that. I'm Gay Cat song. It's fantastic. It is.
When are you gay?
Where are you gay? I still think my addition to it as Hobo Gandalf is what makes it, to be fair.
I do.
Well,
I
yeah.
think that's great.
Now we know who the cat is asking who is gay.
Exactly.
That's fair. Hey, look.
I didn't want to do a rim shot on that because it's actually true.
It's a factual statement.
You didn't want to do a rim what?
It wasn't being funny. Brahma was just stating facts.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, look, Mark did it again.
Mark did it again.
Mark has done it 4 times.
Yeah, we love Mark.
He must really like the teacher sex story.
He did. Mark Dolly for 5. Culture Casino Clam says, Bob Iger's beliefs may be in doubt, but at least we know his employees have convictions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do, actually.
So does Ben and Jerry's.
You know, Sheriff Grady was always catching Disney employees doing the bad diddling.
Mm-hmm.
True story, especially around Disney World.
I wonder why. You know, Mark Daly's going to do it again for another 5.
Whoa!
That's 20 from Mark.
Mark whips out another 5. Culture Casino Clams. It says, when I was in high school, teachers were as old as my grandmother and as big as my grandmother. Kids today don't know how good they have it. Oh!
Mm-hmm.
That's true. So true.
Very true. All right.
Funny
and
how
Mark,
it seems. Yeah.
Again.
Mark loves me long time. For 5 more Culture Casino Clams. Says, the amazing thing is they racked up this number of student affairs despite just reopening from COVID. That's true. They really did ramp it up. They added like 59 to the total in 1 year. Holy
That's true. Most of these encounters were remote. So that's pretty impressive.
Hey.
That's pretty impressive. You stand over there, dear.
I got to tell you, taking it deep, that one teacher at the liquor bottle.
Taking it to the deep. What?
No, I
Natalie.
mean, it's appropriately named now, a liquor bottle. Anyway, let's go.
Wow.
Let's go.
I mean, I saw
don't-
that picture of her. It definitely was a bottle of Hennessy, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, Hennessy. Oh, wait, no.
Of course it
that's
was,
jealousy.
because she watched the ladies' man and his beautiful penis.
Cavothier.
So maybe it was them Cavothier.
Yeah. Sick Tim Meadows reference, guys.
Gotta love
Hi,
Tim
John!
Meadows. Look at this.
John!
Look at this.
John!
5 memberships, John. Thank you.
We love John. And John.
Culture
John,
loves John long time.
I do. Hey, John, the coin that you gave me is going to Florida with me. So that is my new good luck charm, my friend. Because I understand what it took to get it. So thank you, John. You are amazing. And thank you for 5 Culture Casino memberships. I appreciate it.
Sorry, I'm responding to irate specialist in the chat.
And I just want you all to know,
it's gross.
for those of you that personally give me gifts or send me things, thank you. You're amazing. The new P.O. box will be available here soon. I'm
Sure
loving
love
it.
that hat ornament I gave you. It's still on your mic.
I do actually. I love it. Tox. It's never far from my mic.
I'm sure that I heard that ornament hit Comix's trash can all the way from here.
No, there's no way he threw that away.
Actually, I still have it. It's on my
I
desk.
know.
Wow, I think you guys. Come on. There's
What?
even pieces of the mirror on that missing, so it might cut you.
What are you talking about? This thing's perfect. This thing is going on the Xmas tree next year.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say Christmas tree, even though I'm not a devout Christian.
No.
I do believe that the Christians
I
successfully took over the pagan holiday of Christmas.
That's so wrong. But anyway, so
but it's so true.
I don't want to fight with you guys right now. Okay.
What?
What I do want to do is say I have
Bunnies.
multiple trees. There is a Christmas tree and there is an Xmas tree. So
My sister has 3 trees that just have Star Wars ornaments on them.
You know what? And I'm going to tell you right now, if she was anywhere close to Jay,
She's actually talked to Jay.
No.
Yes, and Jay makes me feel uncomfortable when he talks about my sister on his streams. Yes,
All right, dude. Tell your sister I said what's up.
He does that. That's exactly what he does. He goes, hey, how you doing?
Jay is a player.
My sister probably knows as much about Star Wars as Star Wars Theory does.
Really?
Yes, she knows all of it. EU, everything.
All right.
She knows it all.
Well, I'm going to say thank you to Cyrano2960 for a Culture Casino membership. Thank you for that. Another person is going to be able to join the Tuesday. What are we going to call that? We never really thought of a name.
Everstream.
Everstream?
Yeah.
Movie night?
The movie night.
Movies
Member
with
movie
members.
I don't know. It's a Tuesday.
You could do movies with members, but then it might get mixed up with some extra.
Yeah, I think now all of a sudden we're working for New York City as a school teacher with that, and I don't think that's good. All right,
It's a dual-handed member stream.
Yeah, you get a double.
Both of you are stroking your members.
That doesn't sound good.
What? I didn't do that.
Two film buffs.
What are you talking about?
2 film buffs. I don't know, but for $5, Southern Belle says Hakeem asked Tox to plow his field and water his trowel.
Yes. So Southern Belle has joined the group of people that harass me on Twitter.
Yeah, but she has a point. I mean, there's now apparently a tradition. I'm
coming.
Okay,
Hey,
I'm not gonna do it.
There's still a chance.
Just saying, there's a chance.
Southern Belle, we're all glad you're feeling better.
Yes,
really
we are. We are. There's a person in my life right now that I have been full of prayers this week that is fighting a brain infection.
The woke mind virus.
No. Like legitimately. So there's a real problem. Lots of inflammation and other stuff. So I am in full prayer mode. Full prayer mode. These are things that you have to fight. So I want to say thanks to Ruby Hoop for 2 Culture Casino clams, giving me my favorite little Shiba Inu dog shaking its butt and farting hearts. Thank you, dear. You're amazing.
What?
I said thank you, dear. You're amazing.
Okay.
That didn't sound like a heart.
What?
SFX F314
Sound more like a shart.
Sabertooth Raptor for 2. Culture Casino Clam says, send one picture in email. Culture. Let me go look for it.
That game plays.
That game plays.
Oh my God, the cock.
Okay.
I'm just pressing buttons.
Yeah, let's press the ones for the next super chat.
That would be it. Oh, Weave Osabi.
Weave Wasabi. All right. Well, let's.
Oh, did you see that they
Why would
caught
you
you
put
on
wasabi
camera?
on a weave? God, that's awful.
That's bad.
What happened now?
Drone footage caught Bigfoot, but it was just you walking home.
Don't tell people that.
That's what happened. All right. No.
Don't we have a thing? We have sponsors, and like
We're going to go to commercial, and then we're going to come back with our next story, which, if you all saw the opening, also seems to be about some hoe. All right.
Well,
we're off.
Garden tools.
Garden tools.
Show.
Garden tools. Garden tools.
This Pixel Entertainment Network international streaming service presentation is brought to you by Muffs Bar. Muffs Along the Riverwalk has been a popular but hard-to-find pearl in the heart of San Antonio's Forest District. So popular, in fact, our Little Muffs is growing. The new home to the biggest clams in the South is located at 6969 Kamanawanalia Boulevard in glistening Glaze City, Texas. Come by and let us flash you our new Muffs today. And remember, Muffs Bar, finger-licking good since 1969.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So appreciated. This is going to go down in history as one of my streams. Truly, thanks to all of you.
It's going to definitely go down.
Well, apparently so. That was our first story, our second story, our third story, and fourth. Everything has been going down on this stream. Well, will eventually, but I just say this is definitely one of my historical streams, and soon will be remembered.
Sure,
maybe. Okay, so anyway, one of the things that we're getting to is a weird situation. While I'm not a fan of garden tools, and some people are, I mean, that's fine. If that's your jam, you want to send women money for no reason, other than, their jiggly bits. Fine. But this Australian
conversation, it's all about conversation, right?
Yes. But this Australian exotic model is exposed for something that I don't know that we really needed to know about, nor do I don't think it's publicly a good idea. Now, I'm going to take a view that probably none of the people on my panel will take, but I think that maybe as a human, you shouldn't have everything about yourself exposed. I mean, if you willingly expose things, I get it, but she ended up having some very intimate details of her life out there in the world. Not something I approve of. She's not doing a thing I'm on board with, but is it okay that she was essentially stalked or exposed for doing something that's very personal? We're going to have to get to this right now, because I think this story is bonker sauce, and I dare the rest of you to fight me on it. Let's go.
Was she stalked or was she stalked?
I definitely misspelled that. It's called a typo. Okay.
Oh,
yeah, she was stalked. I mean, look,
that's
there is a silent.
headlines.
It's a silent
Yeah,
H.
that's bad.
It's a silent H. Calm down.
Yeah, that's how they spelled in Australia.
Exactly. Yeah, I took it straight
It's a
from
silent
the
H to make her a or.
Yeah, well, it makes her she's a 304. Anyway, so popular adult content creator left horrified after a stranger outs her for visiting a limited lifetime clinic.
Limited lifetime clinic?
Okay.
Oh, I get that. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
it's like maid service, but for the unborn.
Yeah, it's inhumane service for the unborn. But again, that's my opinion. You don't have to join me there. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying it this way. So an Australian, see, they're calling her a sex worker. Now, that's
what the kids are saying these days.
Okay,
they call whores sex workers.
Okay, all right.
These kids are all retarded.
Slut or
yeah.
Okay, so she was left horrified when a stranger outed her while having a
bobo. She got a bobo.
She was visiting a place where you have a limited life experience, and prompting an avalanche of abuse Now, okay, so look, first of all, I don't really like to attack humans that way, so I get it. But this Tasha Page chick is very popular. Apparently, I wouldn't know.
Apparently, she got recognized and videoed at the
Yes.
clinic.
Yeah. Now she fell pregnant because of a relationship with her boyfriend.
No, okay. So
Well, she fell pregnant from a couple things.
Well,
It's a relationship with her boyfriend, but she also does OF without being on birth control.
I didn't know any of that, but I know
It
this.
says it in the article. If you read the article,
I
Culture.
did. Okay, you're ruining the presentation.
Okay, fine.
So stop it. I like that you do your homework, though, Brahma. You were one of the few people who actually read the stuff I sent. So anyway, so no demerits, okay? Joy all around. But anyway, so the 23-year-old from Australia eventually decided to have a
maid service for her unborn child.
exactly, yeah. So stating it was the right decision. Debatable. Adding,
I mean, for society, yeah, sure, it was the right decision.
well, I mean, anyway, adding neither she nor her partner were ready to become parents. Okay. There's other options. We can talk about them later. And again, you can read this on the post, by the way. However, she suffered further turmoil when secret videos and photos of that location began circulating on social media, prompting many to attack her. Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. Any decision you make about any of these types of things, anywhere in the recreation department, is probably something that you should steer well clear of. In so many ways. Had I come across this information, would have not shared it with anybody because I don't think that's fair. So that's my opinion. I'll get the other guys' opinions in a moment. But so many people were making comments to put my needs aside and to keep the situation. But my life at the time and with the baby's father, neither of us were ready for that commitment. And I don't want to bring a life into this world where it won't have a support or family around it, given the situation at the time. Now, some people are going to say this is admirable. Some people are going to have an issue with it. But the larger extent, and the question I think that's the most relevant is, should somebody have done this?
Somebody have done
No,
what?
she has a right to privacy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's in her personal life.
Yeah.
Just because she shows her butthole on the internet doesn't mean she shouldn't be able to have a personal life or privacy.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
If she's like, oh yeah, dude, you guys have all these videos of me getting on my hands and knees doing all this kind of crazy stuff, but like you guys all found out that I murdered my child and that's too far.
But I also don't like her statement that I'm not on birth control, but I take other precautions, and people assumed I don't. It's like, okay, if you're in this line of work, why are you not on birth control if you were not ready to have a child?
Yeah.
What are your other precautions besides, swallowing? I mean,
I can make a crass joke, but I'm not going to.
So I don't know how successful this lady is on her website, but if there's a news article being written about her, the answer is probably pretty successful. So it's not like having the monetary means of getting that child taken care of and raised should be an issue. I think it probably comes down to the fact that she didn't want to actually carry the child because it would then put a pause on her career for a time, and she didn't want to, waste out on those.
Or it would have pumped up her career as a fetish.
Yeah, it could have. Very well could have.
Yeah,
the problem I have with this is that's health medical information.
Right.
I am a big proponent on the complete privacy of health and medical information. And whoever leaked that out should be in jail. Because there are people that have all kinds of diseases and health things and stuff that go on. It's no one else's business.
Is the nature of this was it actually a leak from the clinic, or was it like somebody got some paparazzi photos?
No,
apparently she is famous enough that somebody took a video of her and
recognized her.
They recognized her in the clinic, took video of her, and put it out there on TikTok.
Yeah.
So in America, that's actually highly illegal.
But this is
to take
Australia.
video of somebody else. Right. Australia, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, I can't speak for Australia, but I mean, there is such a thing as, you know, when you're in a public place, somebody can take pictures of you.
You have
and-
no expectation of privacy.
Yeah,
Yeah, but a
exactly.
medical facility is
And
not
that's-
considered a public place.
Fair enough.
That's the thing. Once you cross the door and out of the parking lot and all that stuff into the medical facility, it's a different world when it comes to legal and what's stuff from there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of laws that talk about that, and there's a lot of things.
Regardless of the morality here,
yeah,
the privacy thing is the issue for me.
yeah, and the government actually can't release any of that stuff to anybody without your express permission. So it's very interesting. But anyway, she says, I was shocked and upset when I saw the video of us on TikTok. So I must have showed her Playtime Pal. There too. My privacy was invaded, and the woman who shared it was also undergoing the same procedure. So I couldn't believe her shaming me for doing that same thing. I'm changing words.
Now it's starting to sound like a revenge thing because the woman probably found her husband watching this chick and she recognized her.
I don't know, but
That's a
or
possibility.
maybe it made her feel better about what she was doing, regardless. This thing is apparently a common experience for Australian women. Around 1 in 6 have had a procedure by their mid-30s, according to research. Well, let me tell you,
That number's crazy.
yeah, I mean, if you're looking for ladies that are well available, gentlemen, opportunity knocks in Australia. But dang, that's it probably would be surprisingly high in this country too. To be fair, I just,
I'm sure it is.
yeah, that's a really nice redwood or teak deck chair. So anyway,
What's funny is that one
better than her.
Yeah. That one tattoo on her boob, by the time she's 90, is going to look like a giraffe.
I actually had a really weird tattoo conversation on my X account recently because I was asked an opinion. I expressed it, and some of the people that I respect that are my supporters came back at me. I'm like, look, I don't care. Ink up. I've thought about a couple of tattoos, and then I thought about the only places to put them that I would consider, and the fact that they would be much different, even as I am old now, where they would end up by the time I was in a box. So, again, it's a conversation. Again, and here's the weirdest thing: it's not necessarily a turnoff. It's just not it's not within my preference, right? And that's the cool thing about being a human being. You get preferences for stuff, but and my preference is not to watch these types of humans, but that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, Miss Page believes the backlash to the video, which has since been deleted, was particular. It's not gone though. This is what she's never going to understand. Neither are any of her videos.
The internet is forever.
Yeah, was particularly severe because of her X-rated profession. I don't know why that would be amplified, but okay. Although I'm not on BC, I take other precautions, and people assumed I don't. Somebody help me with this. Anybody familiar with medical stuff? But I'm pretty sure if you're not rocking the like a one of those prophylactic devices,
IUD, sponge, Plan B,
those would all be considered BC as well.
Yeah,
there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Some said, "What do you expect?" These are what people said to her. What do you expect? You're a opportunity object. And others claimed it was only a matter of time until this happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, but I don't know if she's not on that. Like, of course it is.
That's kind of the point I was making earlier.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
You don't do risky things.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
If you don't want to assume that risk.
BC, okay, I'm going to say this out loud in front of a mixed audience, and I apologize if you're offended by this, but if you're not wearing like a glove, I mean, the other problems that come along with this are, and I'm not ever going to consider a child a problem, but there are many other problems that will show up.
AIDS.
Yes. I mean, anything, so don't disregard
Hepatitis C.
Yeah, many.
Being a walking UTI.
Yeah, you don't want that. And but a lot of women have or will have to go through this at some point. Needing to access healthcare has nothing to do with my job, nor is it shameful. This is what I agree with her on, right? I mean, there are a lot of mistakes that lead to
But birth control is 100%, right?
No, not at all.
My mother was on the pill when I was conceived.
Low fruit. I'm not swinging at that one, but I will say that
There's nothing wrong with me, culture.
No, I love
Leave
you.
me alone.
I love you, and I'm going to tell you that you should not be shamed. I mean, everything can be an accident. You could be in a car crash that takes you to a medical thing. I mean, you can have lots of mistakes and lots of things that lead to accidents. This may have been one of those things. I get it, but at the same time, I just don't think you attack people for going to a hospital
condoms break
or clinic. Yeah. So, look, and it does. And here's the thing: she's being honest here, saying the life opportunity procedures are heavy, and it takes a lot on your mental health and physical health, no doubt. I'm only now in the right headspace where I can collect what happened and respond accordingly. And I imagine that's true for most ladies. Again, I cannot possibly imagine this at all, or the procedure, or any of the things that you go through on this. I can only
At least
say
she's not out there shouting it like
she's
on the left.
Well, I mean, what was the crazy blonde chick that was super nuts?
I mean, that
busy
describes a lot of blonde chicks.
Busy Phillips.
Busy Phillips.
Yeah.
Did she shout out her?
She
service?
She went
got
straight
up on stage and was screaming about how her career only exists because she did it.
Yeah, she eliminated.
And my life is better for it. Well, somebody's isn't.
Well, and that's a different conversation. But that's, again, the only reason I wanted to bring this up is because I think that when it comes to medical things, that's kind of weird. Why would you chase that dragon in particular? Why would you expose somebody to that? Why would you? And again, this is somebody who was at the same place that lined her up for this. I don't understand.
Probably a cloud chaser. It was probably somebody who saw it and saw an opportunity to stir up some headlines and get their name out there.
You saw somebody famous, and your TikTok might go viral because you put it out there.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, I do not mind that my opinion on this, which is I am not in favor of it. Right? That is, there are very strict things that are embedded in me, and I'm.
Oh, there are things embedded in you, all right.
I'm going to take the pink hat off my mic.
Deep in you.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, I agree with you for the most part, culture, but at the same time, do you really want this woman raising a child?
No, but I strongly and firmly believe in her not being subjected to.
She has a right to privacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. The right to privacy part.
I mean, there are many things I want to shame people with. This is not one of those things. I mean, especially if it's private.
I agree with you there, culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this isn't Kurtzman destroying Star Trek.
Yeah. Oh no. Then that guy's like I would be there with the kerosene. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, that seemed harsh. Anyway.
Well, it's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's an unfortunate situation.
And that's the thing. I don't shy away from subjects anymore. I've decided that this year, 2025, I'm not going to shy away from stuff.
You just won't use 90% of the words in the article.
That's right.
I won't use select words. Like, first of all, I think garden tool.
Culture's more redacted than the JFK files we're about to get.
Okay, and here, you know what? Here, this is from a guy, one of my pals, one of my buddies, the greatest mod on the planet. He did not pick up the phone when I called him yesterday. What a jerk face.
You know why? Because he was busy.
I was offering him a place to stay in Florida, and he didn't even pick up the phone.
Nice.
Was it a brothel?
Yeah. See, I'm perfectly happy to shame people. Anyway, I love Eric K. Eric K is the greatest model on the planet. A good friend. So yeah, let's look. And
he just left.
No, he did not. He wouldn't leave me.
He would.
He was my pal. All right, let's get to some more.
I mean, you're
chats.
one of 7 streams he's watching at the moment.
That's true. You know, when I used to mod channels, this is the weirdest thing way back before I was a creator, right? Like I'm literally like
Back in the
modding
good
like
old days.
5 channels. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like and like
Back
the
when we
boss
could
would come in
watch
here and be
things
like,
because
"What are
we
you doing?"
weren't
I'm
on 'em.
modding. There'd be like
Yeah.
5 different things up on the screen.
Listening to 5 different sets of audio while
Yeah.
reading 5 different chats.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, you did jerk face." I love Eric.
But I think it's those of us that started kind of doing the modding thing before we started the creating thing that still pay attention a lot to the chat.
Oh, you learn a lot. Yeah, and you recognize that the most important people on the stream are not the people on the panel. It's the people in the chat.
I still don't know why
unless
Comix
I'm
made
here.
me a mod.
Because you were great.
I told him, no, I don't want this. And he gave it to me. And I think I told him to F off.
Then
You
he
did.
started
When he did.
insta-banning everybody.
No, he did not. But what I thought was great about Talks is like then he was like invited to the streams. He's like, I don't want to do this. Here
Well,
he is.
He invited me for
4
a year
years
before I showed up.
I know.
Yeah,
4
that was
years
pretty
later,
funny.
here we are.
So I'm like, why is he sending me this link? It took me a year to figure it out. That's how bad it is.
You're
in
a
my head.
superstar. Speaking of superstars, let's get back to the chat. Like
You're right,
Argentum. Argentum. That's why I made you a mod to punish you. No, it didn't punish him. He's just as foul mouthed on the stream as he was in the background. Not new. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
okay.
find language. So I don't find any words offensive. And the reason is nothing says authoritarianism more to me than somebody saying that word that you're saying is offensive.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing says more than that. It said, oh, by telling me that, you've just revealed yourself as somebody who is self-centered and needs to get their nose out of my fucking business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
So there you go.
I can say catechism just like anybody else can. It's fine.
It's right. I can't speak. I do have a touch of that. And yes, facepalm.
All right. Well, I just want to show Toxic Man Flu in his habitat. And this is amazing because this is SFX 714 Sabertooth Raptor. There you are. He's working on 3D modeling you. I think that's pretty
Are
good.
we going to bring it up on screen? There. Okay.
What is that, like a vape?
No,
I think
it's like
that's him getting ready to deep throat that liquor bottle.
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Yeah. Looks pretty much like it. I would say he's getting there. I think pretty soon we'll have a good pass around image of a 3D or a model of a 3D model of Tox. That'll be a good time. John Coman, challenge accepted. Oh, I love you guys. All right. So anyway, thank you, SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor.
John, join Twitter, befriend Roland the Wretched, Deeple 101, Irate Specialist.
They love on
John Hammond.
Yeah, they love on some Tox.
And the most recent derelict Southern Belle. Just join them and yeah, go for it.
Go to town, says Tox.
Go for it. SFX, this is great. Et tu SFX. Et tu.
He is working on it. I can't wait to see what the label eventually is on the bottle. That'll be fun.
It could be Bullet Bourbon or Rye. It could be Southern Comfort. I like that. Or it could be Hebeki.
Oh,
12 year.
Hebeki is so good.
Becky is
Can't be
amazing.
bullet bourbon. That bottle's the wrong shape.
Hebeki is still now officially my favorite. of
Buchanan's
that
pineapple.
booze.
That stuff tastes like pineapple.
Well, you should put it on your pizza then.
Yeah.
No.
Pineapple pizza is good stuff, man.
No.
There's something wrong with
It
it.
Hanalei
is.
Bay Pizza in Hanalei, Kauai.
What's vape pizza?
And their Hawaiian pizza, it's kind of a flatbread type pizza, uses their very tangy barbecue sauce, and it has ham
Barbecue sauce.
and pineapple and cheese. It's really good.
Oh, so a Hawaiian pizza.
Well, hear
It's
me
a
out.
Hawaiian pizza.
Pineapple does belong on pizza if it has
You're
the right
wrong.
accompanying toppings.
Nope.
Like instead of ham, put pepperoni because the spicy and the sweet really evens it out. It's a solid pizza.
It's my favorite pizza is that barbecue based Hawaiian pizza in Honolulu Bay. It's really good. And it's really good when you're eating it on the beach and watching the Pacific Ocean sunset. It's really nice.
Culture, we can tell you're not frozen anymore because your gay little hat sparkles.
Oh, that's true.
Wow, that's really good. Brahma just laid down the facts, except for the whole pineapple pizza thing. But,
Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza.
it's a relative thing. Relatively,
All right,
it does.
so-
what?
No, one of my stories disappeared. I'm kind of upset right now.
Okay,
Which one would
green
that be?
olives.
The Mississippi
Can't do that.
lawmaker?
Black olives can do that.
No, that's the next one, but we'll get there.
Oh, what do you want to do?
I want to finish up the super chats.
Oh, you want to talk about this? Okay, all right. There we go.
Yeah.
Cognitive Nomad. How you doing?
Yeah, Cognitive Nomad for 5. Culture Casino Clams says, sending money to Culture for no reason. Thank you.
Those clams are bearded. Thank you.
That was a reference to me saying that OF ladies got money for no reason, except
you,
they show off their jiggly bits. So,
yeah, whatever. Hey, it's Mark again.
Mark, for another 5 Culture Casino Clam. I can see the T-shirts now. Australian woman love to go down under.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a great joke. Can we make that into a T-shirt, Tux?
Sure. And we could also do the Great Barrier Reef.
Ah,
The Great Barrier Queef.
There it is.
Woo! That's rough.
That smells. That joke stunk. What?
Just like her
Oh, man.
imagination.
I don't know.
Just my imagination.
Yeah, this is how it goes, Good Wrench.
This is how we do it.
This is the PG-13 show.
Oh,
It
that's
is,
right.
actually. We've now found PG-13.
You ready for me to press a button?
Yeah, let's do it.
Take a taste, it's so sweet and creamy, it feels like a dairy dream come true. Hand packed for your pleasure, it's Bull's Milk ice cream. Take a taste, it's so sweet and creamy, it feels like a dairy dream come true. Hand packed for your pleasure, it's Bull's Milk ice cream. Bull's Milk ice cream, it's a dairy dream. Exploders in your mouth, it will make you shout. Bull's Milk ice cream, answering the question, do you spit or swallow?
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome. Thank you. It seems like there is a no fun patrol regularly in Mississippi. There's this one lawmaker who's a giant douche. He absolutely doesn't want anybody to take care of themselves and, in the way that, happens. Usually in the shower in the morning, regardless. Anyway, so Mississippi law would prevent... Mississippi law would prevent mail release. This is for real, folks. It's not a joke. Sounds like a joke. It's for
Mail
real.
release. Speaking of releasing, good night, Ruby.
Oh,
Thank you
good
so
night,
much for
dear.
being here tonight.
You are absolutely the best. I really appreciate my audience. You supporters are lovely and amazing, and I can't wait to see you on Tuesday night where we watch another great classic Naked Gun film. It'll be a good time. So thank you, Ruby. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But apparently, mail release is a bad thing. It's some kind of virtue signal law. I mean, you've got to be wearing a pink knit hat for this to mean anything, but yeah, the law could prevent self
According to the
satisfaction.
Bible, it's only bad if you do it on the ground.
I don't know. I do know this, that I'm not sure that this would survive any kind of legal challenge. It would likely be laughed out of court, but there's a bigger story here. Well, potentially. I mean, average
I don't
story
know.
here.
Could be the ham fist of
Regardless, it's an average story. We have an average story to talk about, which
well,
is,
speak for yourself.
I'm trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but regardless, this comes to us from, this comes to us from TMZ, which is, appropriate for this show, I guess. Toxie, do you want to pull everybody in? Oh boy, that was a bad statement. You want to? Thank you for pulling that off.
Something's definitely getting pulled.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So right now,
good thing culture has 3 hands.
Get ready for blue balls, men, because Mississippi wants to ban masturbation. This Mississippi lawmaker is a troublemaker, and he looks like a male feminist. Just wait till you see him.
It's funny because normally whenever these laws get proposed, and this is not the first time. There was some Democrat in Houston, Texas, that did the exact same thing a couple of years ago. Yeah, they're constantly trying to outlaw self-pleasure, which is retarded.
Well, male self-pleasure.
Male self-pleasure, to basically punish men because of
if you're going to take away women's rights to just have whatever sex they want, and the whole talk that's going on in the country, then men shouldn't be able to do anything either.
Right. Yeah. Well, conception starts at erection, and Argentum, you enforce this by choking it off. That's how it happens.
And usually that choking involves a chicken.
Yes.
Okay, so being an outlaw in Mississippi could be as simple as busting a nut.
Oh my God, the cock.
Oh, culture. Indeed. Why would you say something so inappropriate?
At least I think it's more than appropriate in this particular segment. Anyway.
I mean, weird. That's all it took to be an outlaw in New York City, too. R.I.P. to Peanut.
Oh, that's
night,
terrible.
Peanut.
Terrible. Yeah, good night, Peanut. Peanut died. They murdered Peanut. Anyway.
Peanut didn't die. Peanut was executed.
Yeah, well, there you get. Trying to get a nut. Anyway, or at least that's what a state senator is proposing with a new law that effectively bans masturbation. For men, anyway. Why would you ban this for ladies, too? I don't know. But this Mississippi Senate Bradford Blackman, and by the way, he's a black man, so aptly named, even slapped a catchy name on his legislation that contraception begins at erection act. No, it doesn't. Ladies fire out an egg every X many days, so try again, dumbass. But which aims to block men from spreading or wasting their seed unless they intend to make a baby. Well, okay, you got to hold ladies to the same standard then. There can be no, lazy encounters with laundry machines, or the accidental.
What decade do you live in? The 50s?
Okay, so this is the every sperm is sacred argument rather than the we must ban it because of
100%.
No. It's still recompense for their misperceptions, but regardless. So no one playing 5-on-1 with yourself or any other forms of pleasure that end with wasting those precious sailors. The bill does come with some exceptions, however, especially in regard to activities related to baby making endeavors, including donation, of course, because you got to have all the freak shows be able to launch off more puppies.
He looks like he's taken a few donations.
To the face.
Anyway, I'm going to tell you right now. This guy
probably to the face, Brahma.
This guy
That's
may have been. This guy.
Oh my God! I missed it. I am so sorry.
I heard it.
This guy.
I'm sure you did take him.
This guy may have been a chef at the Obama household. Anyway, so the proposed law, which was introduced Monday and is currently in committee, would see men hit with some pretty stiff fines for solo enjoyment.
This is on the stiff.
This is stiff penalties right here. First-time violators would be hit with a 1K citation. Second-timers fork out 5K. You know what's interesting? This is not only unenforceable, it's laughable. Not to
I
mention
could
the
see
fact
it actually working in the streets of San Francisco.
well,
Really good buddy cop movie.
That would
Carl Malden and what's his name?
You know, this actually would hit the homeless population harder in California, to be fair.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, yeah, they're typically the ones that have the ball in hand. So,
well, I would just say that they're, you know, homeless people in California are disadvantaged in a lot of
married to
ways.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
What now?
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
Yeah, Carl Malden and Michael Douglas. The streets of San Francisco.
Yeah,
they were trying to clean him up.
He got throat cancer from going down on her.
He did.
Yeah, that's
because she has
true. CPV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the third strike would really cost transgressors a whopping 10K. That's one expected shake with the milkman, if you know what we mean. Well, yeah. I mean, I would just say the Elmer's bottle, but regardless, it's rather unlikely the bill will get any traction in Mississippi's legislature with the judicial system, which coincidentally gathers in Jackson, Mississippi. Of course, Jackson. I got it. And is GOP controlled. Blackman is a Democrat. Still, it's a pretty groundbreaking suggestion given most reproductive laws focus on the woman's role in contraception. Well,
hey, memes. In Mississippi, they're trying to make it illegal to jack off.
Well, I was gonna, whack off I think that's safer on YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, so Blackman was indicated that this is a very, very point of his bill. He told WLBT, where's the G? This bill highlights that fact and brings the man's role into the conversation. People can get up in arms and call it absurd. No, they're probably just going to get
because it is absurd.
Yeah, but I can't say that bothers me. So you're just being a jerk to be a jerk. Okay, you guys take over from here because I'm done reading this dumb stuff.
I do think it's funny how gendered this law is from a Democrat, because if you had one type of person that had transitioned and was still able to do this specific act, even though it was a woman, do they get the citation?
What about the they-thems?
Exactly.
You can't leave out the they-thems.
They may not get the citation, but they could get an Oscar.
It's only the men involved in this solo activity, because just looking at him, I'm sure he does the activity non-solo with other guys every now and then, allegedly.
Well, I mean,
it's the male feminist BS. We're sick.
That's what I said. Yeah, and I often thought that they named Han Solo for a given reason.
Yeah, I'm pretty
because
sure
he was
the
flying
reason
solo.
why he's pushing this law is because he does, spend a lot of time with Han Solo, and feels guilty about it.
Well, I mean, if a Wookiee getting pissed off would rip your arm off over a game, are you having sex with that Wookiee or asking him for a handy? No, you're not.
Probably not.
All right, the host left.
There goes the stream. Oh,
yep.
Wow, you did go.
Eric K., I can no longer sit back and allow communist infiltration, communist indoctrination, communist subversion, and the international communist conspiracy to sap and impurify all of our precious bodily fluids.
Dr. Strangelove.
He was coming up against a word limit, or the letter limit, because he stopped using spaces in half of that, and you can see where he went back and deleted the spaces after certain commas and stuff to make it fit.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, and I feel like this is also a medical conversation.
And we all know they did, But I'm not a biologist, neither's Davina.
And neither is the Supreme Court Justice.
Neither is Ketanji Brown Jackson, but she is a Broadway star.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was awful.
She actually needs to find her way to dementia faster than most. All
Why?
right.
That doesn't stop Democrats from being in office ever.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That's
look
true
at
memes.
Dianne
I'm not saying
Feinstein.
no to the Wookiee if he forces it, but yeah. That's what
Let
you
the-
get for partnering with a Wookiee.
Hey, look, let the Wookiee win. You know,
Yes.
The
and
Wookiee
if-
never even wears pants. How did we never see the Red Rocket?
I don't know, but I know this.
Probably for the best.
That
True.
you know, if your cellmate calls somebody the Wookiee, you better watch out.
Hmm?
It sounds like you're gargling something when you do that. Oh,
Cheeto dust.
He's gargling
Alright.
cock.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cheeto does.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh my
Definitely
god.
happens. Yeah.
Okay. Regardless, let's get this off the screen. There's only so much I can handle.
That is
Yes.
true.
That was a good joke, right? It's a good joke.
I guess it. Yeah, was okay.
Only so much. I can.
That's fine.
Well,
I guess.
Oh, were you wanting me to like play another commercial?
No, I feel like
I've
no,
just
we
not
have,
heard
we
that you
chat.
have to handle that much.
All right.
Well, he's got me producing for him. Can't be a whole lot there.
No, I'm talking about what he handles with his hand.
Oh.
Basketballs?
Oh my.
Not from what I've
Gargling
heard.
the Gravy. I think my next AI Sonos song is going to be called Gargling the Gravy. And let's see
Okay,
what
we
happens.
need that. Well, we could actually form a company.
Gargling the gravy while riding the douche canoe.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
that's not good. When they say Wookiee, is that code for culture? Well,
Mhm.
wait, that didn't sound like a Wookiee at all.
It never does.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah. All right. We have more chat support that I got to look at, or
No, we do
well,
not.
that's not very nice.
50
I don't
Shades
think
of
they like
Gravy.
that article.
Southern Belle sent one. I didn't get to read it yet. Thank you, Tropic Thunder. Yeah, you're welcome.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Oh, this one?
Yeah, Southern Belford, 2 Culture Casino Clam says there will be a rose shortage on Valentine's Day.
No, because Colombia completely gave in and said, actually, we'll start transporting the people you're deporting on our presidential plane.
Oh man!
Oh, yeah.
What they realized was that Italian coffee was about to become really popular, and people were not going to go back Colombian style after that.
Oh, they
I-
realized a whole bunch of stuff was about to be really screwed in their economy, including about 40% of their money, because part of what Trump put on there was, basically you couldn't have any remittances back to Colombia. So 40% of Colombia's, well, no, that may be Mexico's. I don't know what Colombia's
No,
is.
40%. You're right on Mexico. It's 40% of the
So
money that was coming into
the people
country.
that come over here and work and wire transfer 70% of their checks back home, that was all going to get blocked. And that in Mexico, that's 40% of their economy. So who knows what it is in Colombia? Then you add the tariffs into it. Yeah, they were never going to hold up to that.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, they
Nobody
would've been
imports more
massively
Colombian
screwed.
coffee. Yeah.
Meanwhile, you've got Harry Sisson and the Krasensteins and all of them going, well, your coffee's about to get a whole lot more expensive. How you
Except-
feel about that, Trump voters? It's like,
yeah,
we feel pretty good because
yeah.
Trump
yeah.
actually knows how to negotiate.
Yeah, and
he-
you were and you they just expose
dumb.
themselves
They're
constantly.
They're dumb.
Yeah.
And
But thank you.
coffee is something that I've got 2 years supply of. So by the time I need to go buy more, it'll all be evened out.
It gets kind of stale after a while, right?
Not if it's
Yeah,
well
put enough
sealed.
creamer in it, it's fine.
If it's
Yeah.
vacuum sealed,
Yeah.
it stays fine.
Yeah. Oh, I have plenty. I have
And a
plenty of
Mylar
coffee.
bag, vacuum sealed, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. I know how to prep.
Yeah, you got to know how to prep, Brahma. You need to join.
Actually, there are prep
Yeah.
commercials out there, and I don't think they're talking about, living on,
That's
On the
preparation
Flanders.
H, man. You're getting that shit confused.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, that's
Southern
the other-
Belle
that's-
tried so hard to get us onto another topic.
That's the other. That's the other kind of rosebud toxic man flow.
No, that's what the OF model shows on screen.
All right. Anyway, we've got.
I've done that
Ian's
awesome one.
Gas
Yeah,
station.
good stuff. 2020. Mhm.
That's a good year.
I get most of my coffee from Hawaii,
Oh yes,
specifically Kauai
Kona
coffee.
Yeah,
Kona
there you
Kona
go.
coffee
No
is
tariffs
fantastic.
involved.
That's
Kona's
right.
the best.
Kona coffee's good. But when Mrs. Flew and I were there last time, we went around the Big Island and we stopped in Kona Coffee at Kona first, so we could have some actual, fresh roasted Kona coffee. It was
so good.
It's the only coffee I can drink without any kind of sugar.
You don't need it. It's like
I drink all coffee black.
I'm telling you right now, the acid mix.
Mhm.
And what's amazing is during the brewing process, the what's it called? It's not. Is it tannins? Because I know wine has tannins, but it's like something just falls off. Like especially if it's that fresh.
Well,
It
if
tastes
you
amazing.
do too much of what we were talking about in Mississippi, I know you'll go blind.
Wow, that's my problem.
There was actually a
Anyway,
movie in the 70s says if you don't stop it, you'll go blind. And then there was a sequel to it. Can I do it till I need glasses? They were
Yeah.
humor
yeah.
movies.
Speaking of doing
Just white
things till I
culture's
need
wearing
glasses, I'm already got the glasses, so we probably need to move on since audience.
Oh, you want me to
participation.
run this commercial and then go to
You should also
discussion
probably
board?
slow down because you've gotten to where you need the glasses and you're barely able to read things on super chats now. So
That's true.
Comics apparently has never
know what?
stopped.
Point.
This is a terrible thing. So Mad Mardigan, while I was visiting San Antonio, outed me in how many different pairs of glasses that I had.
One for each
Very-
distance you have to see.
That's right. It's true.
Yeah,
You're right.
I'm still running 2020.
You suck.
Good for you, asshole.
Well, you know what? You know what, Chip Roy? I'm going to tell you right now. You need to step it up on your lawmaking. That's all I got to say.
I'm running 2020 on the eyes, but the liver's probably going to turn me yellow
Yeah.
really quick.
You'll be able
Hey.
to see death coming.
I can
Yeah.
see, but I'm jaundiced. Anyway. all
Yeah.
right.
Is it going to be the liver, the lungs? It's definitely not the eyes.
One of the two. You know what it's going to be? You're going to be 132 years old,
That's
the
right.
oldest living man ever. And why are you living this long, Mr.
I am
Mr.
desperately
Bull?
trying not to
I
make it
drink
to
a
80.
lot of bourbon.
You're going to be like, it was clean living. It was cigarettes,
But
bourbon.
Yeah.
I
but the
rarely
day
ever get sick
130
because nothing can foster in my bloodstream.
Absolutely not, because there's too much alcohol and
It's drowning.
nothing can take hold.
It's
in the
it's
lungs.
drowning in there, dude. You never get sick.
Now, your 132nd birthday, they're going to come to you and say, well, Mr. Bull, how's it feel to be 132 years old? And you're just going to say, fuck that toxic man flu guy. He died 50 years ago.
I'll just say, I'm really glad we switched back to beef tallow.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I am so looking forward to fries again.
How'd you live so long? I stopped using bath salts.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. I stopped toughing glue. Okay, let's get on to the
Sorry.
what's happening. Tox mouth is not working. Oh no, you don't know that.
No, we can literally see his avatar not moving its mouth.
Not working.
All right, whatever. Don't we have a commercial and another story?
God,
It's
I
your
hope
show.
not.
Do you ever dream of heading out to the country? Would you like to ride out on the range? We've got the new ranch that we know you want to come to. Out at Division Ranch, out here on the plains. Let's take you down to this Division country. Let's get you out there on the range. You'll learn to yell each and every Monday and throw down well on those days. Nick cooks the meals, hope you like pizza, and Tosh signs the deals, that's why we don't get paid. Corey will read and do his funny voices. Comics will do his best to chase your cares away. Let's take you down to Dick's Division country. Let's get you out there on the range. You'll learn to yell each and every Monday and throw down well on those days. serves up the drinks. What's tonight's bourbon? Culture will get to the point eventually. George West and the Patriot Drew can't cite your many sources. The Diggs Division, the ranch is for you, and I'm sure we'll all agree. Let's take you down to the Diggs Division country. Let's get you out here on the range. You'll learn to yell each and every Monday and throw down well on Thursdays. Mondays and Thursdays, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody. We were talking about my glory days of singing for that particular intro. I hope you enjoyed that one. That's a great commercial for a bunch of things that don't exist anymore, but we might bring them back. I think a lot of people enjoyed the Wednesday show. I know I did, but for some reason, the thing that's down here is not the thing we're going to talk about. That's really strange. I feel like this is not what was supposed to be down there. I don't know why. Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about the secret. Yeah, we are actually about the secret depravity. Sorry, my eyes are itching, guys. The secret depravity that is Davos. That's right. The elites amongst. The archaic word is amongst, I believe. Amongst us, because they're old crotchety. They're bad people. I mean, they are down for some freak show stuff in the bedroom or out of the bedroom or just when they're away from home in Switzerland, which is apparently neutral in every single way and gives you the opportunity to do depraved things with other people.
Hold on.
Who will willingly. Oh, there it is right down there. Thank you, Tox. Good job. Which will, the people who will willingly sell themselves or rent themselves. It's renting, right? Renting. It's like an OF person. They kind of rent out their pictures of their butthole. These people are renting out people. Regardless, we're going to talk about the fact that they had to import mega butt tons of prostitutes this time around. And they apparently asked for some very freaky things. And this may have been one of the things that really got the ball rolling on looking into leaders and what they're into and why the Colombian leader was re-exposed, because he was exposed back in 2023, for getting down with chicks with extra equipment.
With members.
There you go. Speaking of members, we're going to jump into the story right now. I think we covered this a year ago, but I want to cover it again. Well, I'm going to. This is
you cover
new,
all things again.
This is the new version of.
There are no chicks with dicks. There's only dudes with boobs.
Regardless, but the secret depravity of the Davos global elite. That's right. They have sex parties. They've had more sex parties than ever before.
Wait, rich people have sex parties?
Yeah, I feel like
next thing you're going to tell me are rappers have sex parties.
Eyes wide shut all over again.
Yeah, this is eyes wide open. Apparently, this is not a Creed song, though. I will tell you that there are NDAs for these prostitutes, which range in gender. I guess here in the States, we have two genders, by the way, and elsewhere, apparently it's a smorgasbord. Speaking of smorgasbord, there are transsexual women, and the most commonly requested sex act is exactly the kind of Mississippi mud stomp you imagine it is. So let's get into this.
What?
Anyway, so apparently the secret depravity of the global elite.
Backdoor burrowing, I think, is what he was getting at.
Oh, I guess they were saying. So they were doing the Louisiana crawdad mud dive.
Yeah, look, that's not a burrow I'd want to eat. Anyway, so the global elite among the World Economic Forum in Davos has been laid bare for a third year in a row.
Spelunking. That's what I'm going with, number one.
Spelunking? Cave diving. Anyway. So with escort agencies revealing that the demand for sex parties, NDAs for prostitutes, and transsexual women has increased, the forum, which started on Monday, or last Monday. That is.
All I
wait.
could think of was, thank God, Comix is finally going to have a job. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, please. Oh my God, I'm an asshole.
Has welcomed more than 3,000 business.
Say, have you noticed the only person laughing is Tox?
Yes. And I'm laughing at how depraved and how much of an asshole and a horrible friend I am.
Tox has a very particular set of skills. Most of us don't understand those skills, but he loves his skills.
I make myself laugh all the time.
Yeah. Now, I promise you, promise you there will be
basically huffs his own farts of humor.
That's pretty much it. There you go.
There will be less sex next Sunday on this show. Anyway, so apparently,
speak for yourself, white man.
I haven't had any during this whole show.
Okay, all right.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
What, do you live in Mississippi now? Anyway, so on Monday they welcomed more than 3,000 business and political leaders to the Swiss Alps. Sorry, I was doing my best. What's that? What's the James Bond guy?
Comix is too tall for the WEF.
Oh boy. Okay. Anyway,
they welcome more than 3,000 business and political leaders. They welcomed about 1,500 women too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
women and others.
Yeah, we'll get that in a second.
Only if you snipe them.
It's not just the global elite that flock to town, as escorts are more in demand than ever among those attending the event. And according to one website that organizes, you know what? I'm just going there with a camera next year. I'm just going to film all these freak shows. Anyway, so, and by the way, that does not fall within my privacy thing. If you are a public figure.
One fan that thinks I'm funny.
Indeed. Anyway, according to one website that organizes what is called Dates You Pay For.
Dates You Pay For.
Yeah, many of the arrivals are enjoying sex orgies arranged by individuals who are booking multiple women at once.
Not giving money to rich people.
Yeah. Since the start of the WEF, the World Economic Fucktards, I said a bad word, we've been seeing around 300 women and trans women been booked in Davos and the surrounding area. Andres Berger, spokesman for Tit for Tat, told Mail Online.
Tit for Tat.
That's a pretty decent.
Sorry, that was fun.
If you're operating,
Jesus Christ, man, I think it shows being a pimp pays, man. I think that's going to be my next career as a pimp.
It is Andrew Tate.
It is a service business, okay, and you don't have to necessarily have your ladies venture out. They can always be on cam.
Actually, I would pay good money to see Comix dressed up in a whole pimp suit.
You know what? That should be. We need to do one of those like Usual Suspects things where we're just walking.
I need to put
Reservoir
a poll out on Comix' channel about
that was
what his
about
pimp
the last
name
story.
should be.
Do you guys remember that bathing suit that Klaus was wearing a few years ago?
I was going to bring that up. I mean, that really kind of tells you everything.
Yeah, with the top hat and the string bikini thing that for a male that.
That showed all the shortcomings he had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway,
pimping ain't easy.
I've seen multiple other stories. Culture that has the number up around 1,500.
Oh no, we know that for sure. But I'm with this one pimp. It's or a service provider. Excuse me. With this one service provider, it's these numbers, but we'll get to it. So there were significantly more sex parties than in previous years. He added, based on the amount of escorts booked, 300 by just around 90 customers compared to 140.
That's just Hillary Clinton.
That's a lot more than 1-to-1.
Yeah, well, no, for sure. And again, these numbers again are from this specific service provider.
Right, but that's 300 spread across 90 customers. That's multiples.
3-to-1. Yeah. Anyway, so it seems wealthy and powerful clients are going to increased lengths to keep their sexual proclivities. There's the word. Secret. And what was changed is that a lot of women in and around Davos have to sign NDAs. Mr. Berger said, adding that these agreements were often in English. I'm going to scroll past that quickly.
Well,
All
it's
right.
starting to seem like maybe they should have had the pimps sign NDAs too, because they're just spilling the beans.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
So the secret depravity of the global elite coming to the Economic World Forum activities in Davos has been laid bare. The escort agencies revealing that the demand for sex parties, NDAs, and prostitutes and transsexuals has increased. First and foremost, if you go somewhere in a private plane, you can never talk about climate change ever again.
John Kerry.
Yeah. So
They're not.
Yeah.
He didn't own the
Al
private
Gore.
plane.
it's I don't care. And its wife did, or his ex-wife did. Is he still married to the Heinz fortune lady?
Yeah, that's the only reason he has any money or power.
Yeah. So
Who,
we
Klaus?
suspect that this is the consequence of recent news about sex parties in Hollywood. Another escort agency boss revealed the most popular sex act requested by untouchable, powerful clients. Again, this is apparently Lily, what's her name? Lily Phillips activity zone here with a little backyard,
Lily Phillips and
adventure.
backyard
Bonnie
barbecue.
Blue.
Yeah.
European Vegas. That's
Yep.
exactly what it is, memes.
That's the most frequently requested things, says Suzanne. That doesn't sound like it anyway. From the Swiss escort avant-garde agency, which is another one. Good for her.
I mean,
Um,
scroll back up real quick just to make one quick comment. We suspect this is the consequence of recent news about sex parties in Hollywood. No, I would suspect it's more about all of the trafficking we've seen in all of the United Kingdom and
they're
other
being
places,
exposed, yeah.
far more than the Diddy parties.
Right.
Do you see that location in Colorado they raided today and found all those little kids?
No.
No,
I
did
saw
not hear
the
about that.
location where they raided an illegal nightclub and got about 300 Venezuelan gang members, though.
Yeah, I do remember that too.
Or no,
Yeah.
50
It was a big
gang members.
big day in Colorado. But anyway,
Yeah, I don't
So-
watch the local news anymore because it doesn't give me any actual information. So
Yeah,
she
local
had-
news really has fallen down.
Well, the local nudes is what all the national.
Oh, sorry.
news-
Hold on. There you
Yeah,
go.
is what all the national news is trying to emulate now. CBS is trying to make themselves look more like your local broadcast. They're also probably the only place you're going to be able to get weather anymore, thanks to the Allen Group. But that's a tomorrow conversation on the 6 Minute Daily.
I use WeatherBug.
I've got a phone. I get weather on my phone.
I have a Weather Rock.
Okay. I'm going to keep reading.
Okay.
So she added about the same type of clients hiring escorts at the WF. These types of people consider themselves untouchable, while which
Ye-
they often realistically are. I think physical attacks on escort ladies, for example, to live out a certain BDSM fetish are absolutely conceivable. She continued. In
It's
my
rad.
experience, the higher a man's professional social length, the lower his inhibition threshold for violence against women is. Oh, that speaks volumes. So none of these guys can be male feminists, can they be? If they beat on ladies?
Well, we've heard tons of those stories from like Dubai and Abu
Well,
Dhabi with the
and-
billionaires that will just rent a woman for the night and do whatever degrading thing that they want, and then
Yeah.
pay them $1 million or send them on a shopping spree to do whatever, and
Well, and
on
then
your way.
And then you have, dumbass authors like Gaiman, just doing
Yeah.
horrible things. Anyway, so in terms of clients at the WEF, the neo-Marxist location of doom, another agency revealed CEOs and politicians from large cities that are also represented at the WEF are just as much a part of our customer base as they are in everyday life. I bet so. So of course I can only speak for our agency, but conversations with other agencies and models show that many men use these services. They're not
I'm-
not all great people.
I'm also doubting that it's just the men that are using the services.
Good possibility.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the egregious part.
The whole thing's been egregious so far.
Well, okay, here we go. Of course, the main reason escorts flock to Davos for WEF is to make money. With an eye-watering rates charged, this is the weird thing. During the event, someone easily commanding €6,000 per booking. Oh, no, wait, that's British pounds. That's even more. Good Lord.
I guess that would be, is that the per hour rate or the night?
No, per booking.
I understand that, but is a booking for an hour, 2 hours, or a night?
Let's take a look at Tit for Tats, Mr. Burger's numbers.
Yes.
The average
let's do
duration
that.
at the WEF is 4 hours, which combined with the average hourly rate and the 300 bookings on Tit for Tat, the first 3 days of WEF alone would amount to about 270,000 pounds sterling.
So that is 6,000 per 4 hours.
We're in the wrong business.
I told you.
All right. How about I opt out of, like, can we not get these people and do something with them?
Well, no, they have.
Well, in the Swiss
ton of
Alps,
money.
is it illegal to book a prostitute?
No.
Okay, that's why they do it there. I mean, what we keep finding over and over and over is that these freaks on the left, while virtue signaling about everything, are also just degenerates at every level. I mean, sure, there's probably some on the right too, but I mean, we were talking about it a little bit backstage. We look at what's going on with Destiny just in the world of Twitter and YouTube and Twitch. You know, I mean, he tries to virtue signal constantly while also saying it's fine that the guy in Pennsylvania got hit instead of the guy who is running for office, and does all the virtue signaling feminist, BS. And then, allegations now are that he may be in big trouble for revenge porn. And we've seen all of the different acts that he has been committing over the past few months, years. We know he's a cuck. And now he has been recording people without their permission during sex acts with him. And somehow all of those videos got leaked to the internet. And basically the revenge porn legislation is going to come back and bite him, because the other person involved in those, whether they knew they were being recorded or not, is now not happy that they were put out there into the public space. But it's just levels of depravity from the left over and over and over that are just, it's ridiculous. I don't trust any of the politicians that we see involved with any of these celebrities. I don't trust anybody who's involved with the WEF automatically. I mean, we've all been talking about that for years. But just the ridiculous, everything that they're doing is just disgusting.
Yeah. Nick Rekieta and the stuff that he's been going through. And I think, all that stuff and everything from there. This stuff happens. Yeah, this stuff happens. For people to be out in the public eye and to do this kind of stuff, there has to be a at least narcissistic bent. Sometimes you could say sociopathic.
I think it is
to want to be out and do
sociopathic
that.
or psychopathic. I mean, so the difference between the sociopath and the psychopath, like in the instance of Destiny, is so a sociopath, if I watched a video, talking about this kind of situation earlier today, and the example that they gave was, mother says, all I've got is $600. I've been saving it up for years, or for the whole year, to get my kids their Christmas presents that they really want. A sociopath will take the $600 and not think anything of it. They will just take the $600 and be like, well, I wanted the $600. The psychopath will take the $600, not because they need it or want it, because they want to show up at the house later and then flaunt it that the kids did not get anything and they caused them pain.
Yep.
I
mean, we're
100%.
dealing with a whole bunch of sociopaths, I think. They will sit there and, well, I guess it is a mix, because they will sit there and flaunt their wealth and everything that they're doing in front of everybody, just to prove that they're able to do it. And it doesn't matter what pain they inflict on the rest of the world for their globalist agenda. They can do it. you have to have somebody actually stand up to him to stop it.
Yeah, I don't really think any of that's I don't think any of that is assigned to any of those individuals specifically, but I do believe there are a lot. You have to be at least a sociopath to be a leader in government. This has been a conversation that has been had around the presidency of the United States for a very long time.
Well, I
There,
think you have to be a narcissist, a
well,
level of
that's
narcissist, not
well, of course,
necessarily a
no,
sociopath.
no.
You can have
There are
empathy and
very
still be
few.
a political leader.
Yeah, but there are very few political leaders that have the capacity to care about more than just like the immediate relationships that they have. It's like one of the measuring sticks, of course, is the close attachment points to people around you, and the psychopath has none, right? So there's a level of self-importance, narcissism, and a whole lot of other factors that go into making a high quality politician. But it's the ability to disregard some of the elements around you in order to focus on whatever you think is the priority. So look, all of these people are broken. Let's just put it that way. Almost
Mhm.
anybody at the WEF, in my opinion, is broken in some way. They have to be, whether it be the people who service these people as escorts or whatever they're doing there. But you brought up Destiny, right? So Destiny's broken. Destiny is a broken person, incapable of dealing with the reality around him and incapable of understanding the world around him. And the problem is that I believe that we've like streamlined the ability to get too many of these people out there in the world through social media and many other, um, unearned reward loops that are created in our day-to-day lives, the instant gratification and these other things. So when I look broadly at the situation, my analysis would be that our society, unfortunately, for a very long time, rewarded these people, the narcissists, the sociopaths, and all of that. And I think that society is now self-regulating and pushing back on all of that at the moment. And I think if we were able to push through, we'll be in a better situation a decade from now. But it
Well,
isn't going to change all the broken people. It's just the
yeah.
way it is.
Well, and like with Destiny specifically, dude thinks he's very smart. The ability to debate does take some talent, even if you're debating BS and
But
just
he fails
bringing
at
up
it every
fallacy
time.
after fallacy.
Yeah,
He does from
destroy-
our
he-
side. He does from our vision of how he debates. He has how many hundreds of thousands or millions of followers that think he does a great job. The thing is, the dude is not smart. I mean, there's a difference between the ability to debate and actual being smart.
I surround myself with smart people. Great, I'm grateful for that. My supporters and the people that are on my panels and everything else are all brilliant minds. When it comes to analysis, I mean, Comix is one of the best. Watching one of his videos is informative because oftentimes he sees a different point of view on a subject that I didn't consider. And
So you're saying that Comix sees things from a different angle?
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. But what's
Were you trying to make a short joke, Sox?
he did.
Yeah.
Did.
Yeah,
Regardless, the whole point being is that's why I like everybody I hang out with. It's why, I'm blessed with my friend group, and all of the people who watch us, to be fair, because the ability to look at things like as they are or from a broader view or with a greater understanding of the world around us, I think that's important, and it's missed by so many people. I think it's really important in analysis, to be able to step back and look at the bigger picture. And just most people can't do that. It's one of the reasons that I argue that entertainment is falling short now, is because people don't do that. They don't step back from whatever story that they're trying to tell because they're blinded by whatever their ideology is in most entertainment. But there's a lot of other things that get in the way.
I don't know that I would call us all smart people. I mean, I like to think that we try to be. I think we all have a perspective and a point of view that we are willing to put out into the nether that is the internet. I don't claim to be an expert on any of the things we
look,
talk about.
You can be humble and all of that, and
I'm not trying to be
fair
humble. I'm
point.
saying I'm literally trying to say,
Yeah, but I've had
we just like to put
interpersonal-
our opinions out there, and it takes a level of willingness to put your opinion out
Well, you
onto
have
the
to be-
internet.
I agree with that.
You have to,
Yeah.
but you have to be able to defend that opinion. And we've had an interpersonal relationship, so I can kind of judge.
Wow. Okay, then.
No,
You're gonna
well,
put
you
that
and
out
I,
there, then.
you and I have had an interpersonal relationship.
And I'm not saying
No,
I
that's
don't
physical.
consider you guys smart. I think you guys are smart. I think our point of view is
No.
well expressed by us. I just don't think
Well,
we
but-
claim
smart is
to
a
be
relative
experts
term,
or anything.
right?
Destiny-
Smart's a relative term.
Right.
There's intelligence, right? And then there's practical everyday stuff. So
There's street smarts. There's book smarts.
my
there's
father
intelligence.
probably, his IQ maybe 110, 120 when they were taking it and all that stuff, but he can fix anything.
Mhm.
He can he race cars, tanks,
Well,
you
and
name
that's-
it, the guy can fix it
that's-
and do all that stuff. So the measured intelligence was on theoretical stuff and things like that. Then
No,
there's
well-
practical stuff and things like that too.
But
right?
that's part of the intellectual scale, right? You know, the performative
Mm-hmm.
abilities are incredibly important. When he was mentioning debates, I'm thinking Destiny doesn't have any abilities other than to construct straw men all along the way,
Yeah.
which are very easy for anybody who's been, through any kind of debate. And understands, the structure of debate, can knock him down like the straw man that he is. He just,
But he
and-
is also very good at doing the research and
sure, but
having people watch him do the research, even if he's coming to the wrong conclusions or using sources that just are BS, because he only looks through the world through his echo
his
chamber.
lens.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different because this is part of the conversation too, and I know we're well beyond the sex party conversation, but obviously with the recent allegations for him, I would say
It's a good conversation.
no,
Mhm.
but it is, and it's
Yeah, but you could just look at him and know he's not that smart.
I think the problem there is he doesn't allow for new information to reform an opinion. And I think that's the most important thing.
I think he's probably just good at parsing information and regurgitating it.
Correct.
Because there are things that he's done that are not smart. I mean, the whole thing with his wife, which led up to him getting a divorce and whatnot. I mean, it's like, did you guys ever see the clip where she's like dancing with that dude and he's just like playing a video game? It's like,
Yeah, it was either Preach or Abba. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's like
in the
come on, buddy.
background.
I'm not. Look, as far as I'm concerned,
But Destiny's problems go far back. I mean, Destiny started out as a supposed conservative on Twitch debater,
really.
and he has switched his positions completely, mostly after he got canceled for saying the hard R on Twitch.
Oh boy.
And people tried to defend him from the left, oddly enough. And then he's moved further and further left to the point that he is fine with a Trump supporter being killed and actually celebrates it.
Yeah, that's pretty gruesome.
I mean, the
dumb.
guy's got mental issues. I think we can definitely say that.
Regardless, I guess the point being is exposing yourself and the people that you supposedly were doing whatever you're doing with them to the situation that he finds himself in is something that people who are sociopaths or along that line, they always find themselves in that situation. Because I think Jordan Peterson was recently talking about this. It's the idea that those people cannot self-correct. Sociopaths can't self-correct for when they're caught up in a bad behavior.
Right.
They will find themselves in the same situation because of the same behavior. They're incapable of self-correction. I thought that was pretty inspired, something he said recently. But I like I said, I just watch.
So he said something like, they can't self-correct.
Yeah.
They're
yeah,
just
yeah.
stuck in a loop.
They can't self-correct because they're chimpanzees filled with snakes.
They should have made their bed. They should have cleaned their room, but they just don't.
Sure, but his greater point was to just, they're incapable of learning from failed behaviors. That's all. And I like I said, I mean, that feeds into the kind of psychology that I find fascinating. And I think some of the greatest stories, if you're looking at storytelling and from that aspect, I think are told about that particular kind of person. If you're once a scoundrel, always a scoundrel. You may have good intentions, but hey, you're Han Solo. And it's just, it's just it basically saying that kind of behavior, once it's there, or if that happens to be part of your psychological makeup, it's going to always be there. I think that's fascinating.
Right, but on the outside, they're trying to just copy what a normal person does.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sociopaths are very good at that. Psychopaths
they're very good at putting on the mask and pretending to be a normal person. Sociopaths especially. Psychopaths not so much.
Yeah.
Well, no,
psychopaths don't have the same ability to mask because they actually enjoy the pain that they cause people.
Right, but when they're turned on, I would agree with you, but when they're in the course of their practice behavior during a given day, they're indistinguishable from
day to day. But I mean, then when they show up they have to show up to watch the pain that they're causing.
Yeah.
And that's when you're dealing with the psychopath.
Yeah, but that's why that particular situation usually is more of an intimate one, a one-on-one interaction rather than something broader.
Yeah,
because they don't want it.
People closest to them.
Exactly. They don't want to expose
They suck
themselves.
people in that they can manipulate into being able to harm.
Yeah. And a lot of psychologists and psychiatrists would argue with us, but I'm going to tell you, if you look at serial killers, they're really good.
They're usually charismatic on the outside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're very practiced.
But it's very fake.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. We went from one, thing to another, and it all ties back to the WEF. So yay.
Well, it ties back to a leftist world point of view to a degree.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a broader topic, of course. And I just want to say, of the people who joined us this evening, folks, GrahamCast, great follow. This guy down here, Comix Division, one of my best friends on the planet, is a great channel. If only we could grow it more. This guy down here has been leading us on a path of I don't know,
destruction.
Yeah, that's true. And then this guy here is an up and comer. You got to check out his weekend streams where
apparently not. Mississippi outlawed that stuff.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about Bull's Milk ice cream. Did I say that right?
I have that Bull's Milk ice cream song in my favorites playlist.
I bet you do. But no, specifically his show on Saturdays is
Queen.
Saturday?
Yeah,
Saturday is bourbon and boarding. Sunday is
Sunday show. I caught it while doing stuff at the ranch. Great show as always, man.
We spent an hour and a half just reviewing everything Trump did this week. It was
isn't it amazing how much got done this week?
The fact that it took up an hour and a half just to review what he's done in this first week was kind of amazing.
Oh, did you see that Columbia caved?
Yeah, they did right away.
But not just their presidential plane. They'll accept anything.
Yeah, they're like, whatever.
No, okay.
Yeah,
I also hit 600 subs this morning.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of you in Culture's chat have seen me on his shows and on comic shows. I could use the subs. We would like to get up to the actual monetization, not just the baby monetization, but
it's
full monetization.
Basically, he's very engaging and usually right, and sometimes incredibly right, to be fair.
Yeah, and on Sunday mornings, I've got the easiest job in the world. You just wind up little Chad with a question.
Oh, yeah,
and let him go for 25 minutes.
Yeah, I love that guy for that reason. He's just like, all right. Like when I record a video with that guy, it's like, okay, I'm just going to ask a question and I'll sit back.
He'll
and wait.
just go. Yeah, I mean, I'm the one who wants to talk about the politics, but he has no outlet for it.
No,
I have outlets all over the place for it. So he just goes the second you tell him. Also, I've been Shags relaunched the midweek comp. I saw him in chat, so I've been doing that on Wednesday nights again. So that's been fun.
Yeah, I want to say this. I think that the upcoming Kash Patel fight is going to be glorious. And I do hope that we end up with him in charge of things, because then there'll be a lot of people that are in charge of things that won't be anymore. So on that note,
I think our worry is Tulsi Gabbard at the moment. Cash, I think, gets through immediately.
Oh,
I think
how would
Tulsi's going to be the worry, and
there will be backside.
RFK will be the other worry.
Yeah, there'll be backside dealings that will change. It will get her there. RFK is going to be, I think, the biggest problem, but that's my personal thoughts. I cannot wait for this next week. This next week's going to be glorious, folks. You're going to want to watch everything that we're doing. And then you will want to watch me the following week because I'm going to be in Florida doing dumb stuff with a lot of creators. Very excited about that.
Yeah,
Tox?
there's at least 1,200 prostitutes being flown into Florida for this meetup.
Yes.
That is
all male.
No.
No, all transsexual.
There it is. Anyway, for those of you who enjoyed this show,
gonna go crazy.
for those of you that enjoyed this show, thank you. For those of you that just wish I went a little lighter on the jiggly bits, well, next week we probably will go a lot less on this. It's just been 2 weeks of titillation, and sometimes really titillation, because that's what's out there in the news that nobody covers in our sphere. So we glazed this donut. Anyway, let's get going, folks. Tox. I just want to say one last thing. Thanks for being here. And Tox, I think you know how to get us out.
Is it this outro thing?
Ayo.
Oh, yeah. So get ready, everybody, with your AOAs. Okay. All right.
You're still on stage.
Oh, okay. So be sure you're queued for your AOs because Tox has to
mad, there's no
select all
me.
those.
My thoughts
So I
get
can
so
click
bad,
on
I'm
what?
like, I might
There it
grab
is.
a bat, I don't know, my wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go,
you gotta
so just
highlight
stay
the
tuned
things.
for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things.
Hey!
Realize
I know that
something
guy.
needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up. Let me show you what's up.
Thank you, Cognitive.
Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back.
Here we go.
I ain't making mistakes like that. To make you go take it back. I lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And I ain't go waste when you fuck up real bad.
Caleb.
And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back.
Now it's time for walking. Ayo.
And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you. Choking's
I love this
overdue.
song.
Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.
John.
I'll take a face full of pavement.
We need more cowbell.
Yes, more cowbell.
Well, this guy's about to die. Survive? Nope, he's dead.
Nah, dude's dead.
Look,
Anyway,
he died
every-
again.
We're
Every
not dead.
freaking week.
Yeah, every week that guy's dead. But I just want to say have a great week, everybody. Thanks for joining us on a wonderful Sunday. We hope you had fun. We had fun. We will see you next Sunday or on Tuesday or on Monday. You know what? Just check us all out. We'll see you later. Bye.
He took his face full of pavement, all right.
I'll
He
take
did.
a face full